Okay, so you meet someone new. They're kind, they show up, they say what they mean, and they mean what they say. They don't disappear for 3 days and then come back like nothing happened. Your body is convinced that something is wrong with them. Girl, you're not a broken mess. But let's actually talk about what's happening because it's not what you think it is. Before we get into that, I'm Renisha, and if nobody has checked on you today, that is exactly why I'm here. I wish y'all could see the way I'm on this couch. This isn't even Indian style at this point. I don't know what this is. But anyway, today we're talking about why you cannot trust people after toxic relationships. And I mean, you cannot. Well, I don't want to trust people or I'm choosing not to trust people. No, baby, you can't. I'm going to share my story. And believe it or not, I'm trying to get the microphone here. Hold on. Let's try it here. And the reason has nothing to do with your character, your faith, or the fact that you pray. I done prayed so much about my trust issues. Lord, I don't know what's happening. Listen, trust me. I prayed. It didn't help. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second. If you grew up with a toxic mother or father or caregiver because everybody wasn't raised by their parents, you survived church hurt, or someone you loved kept breaking you and kept coming back. Stay with me because this video is specifically for you. Here's what the world has been telling you, and you probably have been saying it about yourself as well, because I used to. Oh, I have trust issues. Girl, you got trust issues. And then you turn around and you internalize that a character flaw. I just thought something was wrong with me because I couldn't trust anybody. Some of you believe right now that something is fundamentally wrong with how you were made. Like God put too much suspicion in you and just not enough faith. Can we just cancel that whole narrative right now? Please and thank you. Trust issues is not a character diagnosis. It's a survival report. Your nervous system is not malfunctioning. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do based on what it lived through, if that makes sense. So until someone explains that to you, you're going to continue to try to fix a body response with a mindset solution, and it ain't gonna work. Here's what I need you to picture. You know how your phone learns your patterns, right? If you're always home by 7 p.m., your phone may start suggesting a route home maybe around 6:45 p.m. And not because it's psychic, but it's pattern recognition. Look at the ads you see on social media. The phone is always spying on us. I'll take you one further because I was about to use an example about going to different websites. You don't even have to do that. You can make a phone call and be talking about things on their phone call. Next thing you know, you get off and all these ads. Something that's even more scary, you all know that they were working on this technology that can read your thoughts over the phone. I feel like even though they're saying it's not launched yet, I feel like they have launched it because there have been way too many times where I have sat and thought about different things and then get online and the ads pop up. Didn't verbalize it, didn't talk about it over the phone, over a text message, or out loud. That's a whole nother. But let's get back to your nervous system. Every time something felt safe and then wasn't, your nervous system filed that away. Closeness followed by chaos. Kindness followed by cruelty. Love that felt like a trap over and over again. So now when something that's actually safe shows up, your body doesn't know the difference. It just knows the pattern. And the pattern is saying danger comes after closeness. So you better get ready. This isn't because your character is jacked up. Give me 3 character flaws, or give me 3 flaws about yourself. Well, I don't trust people. I have trust issues. Baby, that's a trained response. And training can be unlearned, but not by forcing yourself to trust people. We'll get to that. Now let's talk about what toxic relationships actually do to your nervous system, because most people think that the damage is just emotional, like, okay, my feelings just gonna be hurt. No, sis. Your nervous system runs your threat detection. It is constantly scanning your environment, asking, am I safe? It uses cues, tone of voice, consistency, facial expressions, body language to answer that question before your brain can even form a conscious thought. In a stable, healthy environment, that system learns to rest. It learns this person is consistent, so I don't have to stay on guard. In a toxic environment, especially one that's inconsistent, your system never got to rest. And it's not even the constant bad that wires the hypervigilance. It's the unpredictability. When someone is reliably mean, your system learns to brace. But when someone is sometimes loving and sometimes cruel, sometimes present and sometimes gone, your system never shuts off. It's like a tug of war. Yeah, I know I want a pet horse. Okay. It doesn't know which version is coming, so it stays on all the time. That's why you're still exhausted. That's why you can have a perfect, peaceful moment and still feel like something is about to go wrong. Your system learned that the calm before the storm is the most dangerous place to relax. I remember whenever it would get too quiet or too calm, my body would start bracing. I would literally start preparing myself to feel or to hear bad news because I felt like it's just too good. There's no way you can actually have peace that surpasses your understanding. Nah, something is about to happen, and I would go looking for it. I would start scanning. Some of you, you weren't raised in chaos. You were raised on chaos and love at the same time, and this makes it an even more complicated wound. Now, if your first experience of love came from a toxic mother, a toxic father, even an absent mother or father, because there are some people that don't even know their birth parents. Quick example, one of my exes, he told me, the ex, y'all know the ex. He said years ago, he was like, the reason I don't trust women is because my own mama didn't want me. If my mom didn't want me, why should I trust any other woman? I really need you to hear this. Your mother, your father, whoever it was, they were your first nervous system teacher. Before you had words, before you had logic, before you could Google, why does my mom make me feel crazy? Your nervous system was learning what love feels like in your body. And I know they're mostly women who watch me, right? Pretty much all women. But men deal with this too, you all, especially if they had like absent or distant fathers. You would be surprised at how insecure some men are. And if you trace it back, now there are some who had toxic mothers, and that's a whole nother. But you would be surprised at the number when you trace it back. It is actually attached to an absent or an abusive father. They were your first nervous system teacher, and if that love was conditional, if it came with criticism, withdrawal, comparison, control, silence, even, and all of this, the forms of punishment, your body learned that love has teeth. It can bite you like it's that was an extra. Right? Your body learned that affection was something that had to be earned. It couldn't just exist. It also learned that closeness was temporary, extremely temporary. So as an adult, when somebody is loving you without conditions, your body doesn't know how to handle that. It doesn't feel like love. It feels suspicious. It feels like, nah, I know something is wrong. They sneaky, but I'm gonna find out what's going on. It feels like, and I need you to hear me, it feels like this is way too good to be true. Isn't that crazy? Like, are relationships really that toxic these days? Are people really that unhappy? I'm not talking about that fake happy for social media. But why are we saying like, no, this is too good to be true? Being loved well? I'm not telling you this to make you feel sad. I'm telling you this because I want you to know why you have spent years pulling away from people who are actually safe. Just self-sabotaging. I was the queen of it. And it's not because something is wrong with you. It's simply because your body is protecting you from a pain it doesn't know is over. That's the mother wound or the father wound. It doesn't just affect the relationship with your parents. It affects your ability to receive love from anyone. I felt like if I could not trust my own mother, I could not trust any of you. Male or female did not matter. So I might let you get to a certain point. Some may have gotten closer than others. But at the end of the day, I need all y'all up out of my face. I don't trust none of y'all. That was my mindset. If I can't trust who brought me into this world, screw all y'all. And let me stop right here because this is the part that's going to mess some of y'all up a little bit, but in the best way. A lot of people say, but Renisha, I can read people. I have discernment. I can tell when somebody's off. And you might be right. I'm the same way. No shade. But let me ask you something. Are you reading the room or are you reading your history? There's a difference between intuition and hypervigilance after trauma. And they feel the exact same way in your body. Both show up as this feeling in your gut. Ooh, I feel it in my belly. Both feel like a warning. But one is Holy Spirit and the other is your survival system misfiring. The world calls it intuition. It's really your spirit picking up on something real that's happening now. But hypervigilance is your nervous system picking up on something that mimics your past. It looks just like what happened back then. A person who laughs just like your mother did right before she criticized you. A man who got quiet just like your daddy did before he blew up. Your body is going to flag that as a threat. Even if this person is the most harmless individual in the entire room, doesn't respond to facts. It responds to familiarity. And here's the one nobody talks about in the church. Let me check my time because okay. Ooh, my legs. Here's the one nobody talks about in the church. After you've been through spiritual abuse, church hurt, manipulation, gaslighting, all from leadership, people using God's name to override your boundaries, your discernment doesn't get sharpened. It gets confused. Why is that, Renisha? Because the people who hurt you were also the same ones quoting scripture. So now your nervous system has confused spiritual authority with danger. And being asked to trust God through people feels like being asked to do the same thing that broke you. Baby, you don't have a faith problem. That's a wiring problem. And the solution you need is more than a worship song. I know y'all mad. Real quick, if you're listening and you're like, girl, this is me. I don't know how you know this, sis, but you calling me out. I have a free resource for you. It's called It Is Not Your Faith, It's Your Nervous System. You can click on the link, go to my website. Go to my website and download it. It is completely free. Okay, so let's talk about what healing actually looks like for you. And y'all know I'm going to keep it a buck. Okay, so healing trust is not a decision. You cannot decide your way into a regulated nervous system. I need you to write that down somewhere. You cannot just choose to stop hypervigilating. Is that the word? Hypervigilating? Being hypervigilant? Yeah. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to stop hypervigilating today and then just expect everything to automatically go away. You can't just automatically choose to feel safe in your body with someone. You can't just choose to stop being paranoid because none of these are choices. These are stored body responses. Stored body responses require body-based healing. What this means practically, you have to build safety inside yourself before your system will recognize it outside of yourself. That looks like learning what regulation actually feels like in your body, not what calm is supposed to look like, but what your version of safe feels like. It looks like starting to notice the difference between I feel scared and I'm actually in danger. It looks like slowly practicing small points of vulnerability with people who've actually earned it. Now, I'm not telling you to go out here and give every Pookie, Ray Ray, and all of them people a check. That's not what I'm saying. People who have actually earned it. You can't do this with everybody. Not yet. I need you to do just a little bit, just a teeny bit, just enough to teach your system that closeness doesn't always have to end with pain. And for those of you that specifically carry mother and father wounds, healing trust is going to be tied to healing that original belief that you only deserve to be loved when you were performing. That's not something that's just going to go away because you journaled and did some affirmations, okay? That lives in your body, so it's going to require some real supported work in order to move. And I also need to lovingly say this. Healing is not about trusting people more quickly. Ooh, the quicker I trust, the quicker I'm healed. No, it's about building internal safety so that your discernment can come back online, like AOL. You need to connect again. You have to be able to tell the difference between a real red flag and just an old wound that's trying to sneak up on you. If today hit different for you and you recognize yourself at any point in this video, I want to share something with you. I created something called the Clarity Reset. It's a 7-day workbook and audio library designed specifically for women like you. Women who have been surviving so long that they don't even know what healing is supposed to feel like in their body. It is not therapy. It is not some program where you can just, listen to these videos and you're going to be motivated and inspired for like a week and then you're going to be right back in the same cycle. No, this isn't that. It's a reset. It's going to walk you through nervous system science. Those of you who have mother and father wounds, it'll help you through that. Those of you that struggle with setting boundaries and enforcing them, my goodness, it'll help you with that. If you want to repair your trust process in a way that your body can receive, you need this. It's $197, and I say that without apology because the cost of staying stuck is way higher. You get lifetime access. You get all of this other stuff that comes with it. Go look it up. But listen, some of you are wondering why you are still stuck, why you're still in the same place. You're watching YouTube video after YouTube video, live after live, and you're still not moving because you don't want to take the next steps. Invest in yourself. invest in your healing if you are serious. I see people in other people's lives and they're commenting things like, oh, you don't have to pay them for that. ChatGPT can teach you that. I'm like, y'all cannot be serious. Okay, well, if you can just pull this stuff up in ChatGPT, why are you still stuck? If you can just pull it up in whatever your favorite AI is, why are you still unhealed? Why are you still walking around bleeding on people? Why are you still contacting me regarding deliverance if you can just pull it up with chat or some other Claude, whatever, Perplexity, Jasper? Let's be for real, y'all. It is May, which means it's almost June, which means half of 2026 is already gone. And some of you are still in the exact same spot you swore out you wouldn't be in this year. This is my year to thrive, to heal, to do all of the things, but you don't want to invest in yourself. That's the sad part. Some of you will invest in everybody else, but then neglect you. Listen, the link is in the description. Go read up on it. If you know you're someone who needs the deeper work, you want to go deeper, you can apply for my Bloom. That's my coaching program that blends inner healing and deliverance. I'm going to walk you through. We're not just going to look at the wounds and what caused the patterns and things like that. We're also going to deal with the spiritual side. So really, Bloom is the best of both worlds. So if you are someone who know you are ready to commit and you are serious, you can apply for Bloom. I'll read over your application. If it's accepted, if I think we're a good fit, if I think you're serious, I'll accept you. If I don't think you're a good fit or that you're just playing, you'll be declined. And for Bloom, you'll get all of your money back. And I have a no refund policy. But for that, I'm not even going to accept you if I think you're playing games because I don't like my time wasted. All right. So I love you. Love you. Mean it. But I can't just have you sitting here thinking that if you just pray harder, fast longer, everything else is going to be worked out. No, you've got to learn how to marry the spiritual and the natural. You deserve actual healing, not just surviving with better coping skills. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.